Hello everyone, it's Timothy 2009, and welcome back to another Thomas & Friends custom model showcase. So, in my last video, we took a look at my custom model series accurate motorized engines, including James with a smaller boiler. But here, today we're going to be talking about my custom 2025 die-cast Edward the Blue engine. Now, some of you probably seen this custom appear in my last video. However, I thought this would be the perfect time to give him his own separate video. Now, this might be a little short, so as a little bonus, I'm going to be talking about some of the details I've added to my other die-cast engines. And yes, I did make a custom Gordon at the time of recording this video. However, I'm going to try to give Gordon his own separate video, as well as talk about my custom model series accurate die-cast engines. The only one I'm missing is Thomas. That's mainly because he hasn't arrived yet, and I haven't had the time to give him a 3D printed face yet. But that video will come out soon, and you will get to see me talking about Gordon here. Because yes, someone out there did suggest Gordon, so if you're watching this, then you're welcome. Here he is. He'll be getting his own video soon. I mean, at the time of recording, there was this other guy who made this custom Gordon, Timeless Engines, which you should definitely check out that video, because that's what mainly inspired me to make this Gordon. And it's lucky that there was a Gordon out there that inspired me to make this, because my first attempt I just repainted Henry, but that's a whole nother can of worms. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. So again, this may or may not be a short video, but I do hope that you'll enjoy this video. So, I'm probably not going to have a whole lot to say about Edward, because you probably know who he is at this point, considering that millions of you out there are die-hard Thomas fans, and that's mainly the reason why you watch my videos, because of the Thomas content I make. Well, I do other things besides Thomas, if you can already tell, but Thomas Friends is still my favorite show of all time, if you're wondering. That's mainly the reason why I love doing these type of videos for you guys to enjoy. So, yeah, let's dive right into the history of Edward. So, now, I was actually inspired by Fancy Engine to do this custom. So that's mainly where I was inspired. And, Edward seemed to be, a very interesting, character, and, this all started because, Mattel, for some reason, is, reusing the same molds as, the 2019 versions of Gordon and Edward. So, yeah, that's mainly the reason why we decided to do these customs. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but still. Edward is very similar to James the Red Engine. They do look a little bit similar to each other.
This way.
I mean, they do have different,
their faces towards me.
Parts to them,
There you go.
they have different wheel arrangements. Edward doesn't have a firebox. His dome seems to be farther back than James's. They do share the same type of tender. They're both mixed traffic engines. However, these two have different perspectives in life. Edward is very old and wise. James is very vain and flamboyant about his red paint. And what I like about Thomas Friends is that all the engines have their own different unique personality and perspective, on how they live on the railway. You got Gordon, who's very pompous. You got Henry, who loves nature. You got Percy, who's a very little naive tank engine. And then you got Thomas, being the mischievous one. So, yeah. I mean, these can make for, really fun character dynamics. And, help, create very, real stories that teach important life lessons. So, this whole thing started because, the Reverend Audrey's son, Christopher Audrey, was sick with the measles. So, Audrey thought it would be fun to, write Christopher a story about talking trains. And that's when Edward, Gordon, and Henry were born, the 3 railway engines, which was actually the very first book written by the Reverend W. Audrey himself. And since then, Audrey continued to, make more storybooks about talking trains. And that's when we got things like, Thomas the Tank Engine, James the Red Engine, and so on and so forth. And that's how the Railway series was made. And since then, Britt Allcroft decided to make her own TV show, And that's how we got Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. So, yeah, that's pretty much the history. You probably know, like, how this whole, like, entire series started. If you read the Railway Series books, that is. I mean, usually you don't care about this much detail when you're a small kid. You just like watching the talking trains, like, doing their thing. It's not until when you get older that you start to, like, learn more about the behind-the-scenes history and, like, actually, like, take the time to read the Railway Series books yourself, rather than having your parents tell them to you as bedtime stories. So, that's when Edward was created. It's kind of ironic that Edward and Henry, of all characters, the two that started this whole thing to begin with, just, like, were shafted entirely and replaced with girls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not saying that diversity is bad, it's just, like, the way they executed it is just...
And to replace the OG.
Yeah, and to replace the OG characters. I mean, they did a good job adding Emily into the main cast. While, yes, like, she did take Duck's place, but Duck wasn't really that much of a main character, so, like... And plus, they wanted to have, like, a female character in this main cast, so... I understand why they added Emily. And besides, Emily was a nice addition to Thomas and Friends. I don't know why Emily gets a lot of hate in the fandom. Like, some people actually really love her, but there are, like, a couple people who actually take a disliking to her. And, there's been people who talked about Emily the Emerald Engine, like, made their own videos about her. Like, Thomas Theorist, Jay Skeleton, which you should check out as well. And, a few other people. But we're not here to talk about Emily, we're here to talk about Edward. I mean, I don't know if I might try my best to make a custom Emily. I mean, I'll just have to see, like, what I use to make her, if I ever do one. Or, like, if someone else makes Emily, that inspires me. But, so how did I make Edward, you might ask? Well, he obviously, like, uses some of the All Engines Go parts, like his tender. However, I actually cut off the buffers with my, 3 printer pliers. I don't know why they added buffers on the back of, like, the engines. Like, what I like about the new 80th anniversary toys is that, they don't have buffers on the back with the tender engines.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually pretty accurate. I mean, don't you think it's kind of weird for, like, a tender engine to have buffers on the back?
Does the tender always stay attached to it?
Well, they have this thing called, like, a drawbar that, like, attaches the tender together.
So you wouldn't need...
So you wouldn't need buffers or, like, a coupling hook.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the tender's, like, the most important part about the tender engines. I mean, it'd be a lot more easier if there were more tank engines that had bunkers. So that way, I mean, I do like the tender engines. Like, they're pretty cool. Especially Edward. Now, if you were to ask me, like, who my favorite character is that isn't Thomas himself, well, you're looking at him. It's Edward. No competition. I mean, I just like Edward because he's very confident and old and wise. He doesn't give up. He handles criticism pretty well. Like, when the other engines make fun of him for being old, he doesn't really take it too seriously. Like, he just brushes it off to the side, and that's kind of what I like about Edward.
He's pretty chill.
Yeah, he's a pretty chill dude. I mean, if it were, like, someone like, Gordon or James, then it would be, like, a different story. Well, they're usually the ones to make fun of the other engines. Especially Thomas for how small he is. I mean, if it was Thomas, he'd probably be more, like, furious. Or, like, something. I mean, he is pretty cheeky and mischievous, so he tries to get back at them. And put them in their place. But Edward's very chill. Like I said, he handles criticism pretty well. And when there's a problem, he doesn't really give up. He pushes through no matter what. Like, he saved James when he was a runaway. He managed to get his passengers home when one of his side rods broke. I mean, I think Edward's exploit might or might not be my favorite Edward episode. And some people probably complain saying that Edward doesn't really have a whole lot to do, like, after Edward's exploit, and they just, like, retcon the engines, like, learning to, like, treat him with respect, and they just, like, go back to calling him old. I mean, there's still a lot of great Edward-centric episodes, but, yeah, yeah, the main body is actually from, like, the Bandai Tex Edward. Or, like, the Earl Goldwell Edward, whichever one you want to call it. The face is actually the push-along Edward face, but just with, like, painted pupils. Like, I actually painted the white dots with a toothpick.
Wait, you're saying you made this out of parts of different engines?
Yeah, parts of different, like, Edward models. Like, the bottom here is, like, the All Engines Go Edward. The wheels are actually from, like, a spare Thomas.
Uh-huh.
But they do camouflage pretty well with, like, the other wheels. And
the boilers from what?
The Bandai Tex Edward. Like the tender was actually cut off with like.
How did you attach it to the base? Did the screws line up?
They didn't line up. I had to like poke a hole in like his running board. Like you can't really see it that much because like his cab gets in the way.
What did you poke it with?
My 3 printed pliers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I usually just use those to like remove the supports off of the 3 printed.
And you didn't even cut yourself?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
I mean,
I always get cut when I do stuff like that. That's pretty dangerous.
Okay, the sad thing about these is that I was trying to like cut off something that was also made of plastic, and they actually broke these things. I don't know why. So this is a brand new one that I have.
I was going to say, I can order some more, but there's probably some other tool you could probably use.
Or you like get spare ones.
Yeah, they weren't super expensive. Anyway,
so the tender was actually cut off with like a hacksaw.
Oh, did Dad help you with that?
Yeah. I mean, you have to be careful when using like saws and like other blades.
Yeah, I knew you guys were doing something, trying to be real careful.
Yeah, we used like a hacksaw. I mean, it was kind of hard to do since the saws were pretty dull, but we got around to it. The boiler lining and the stripes are actually like, okay, well they were originally dark red, but then I decided to like okay, well when I tried to put Gorilla Glue on here, like a little bit of it was like you could still see a bit of white when it dried. So I had to like paint over it and like put paint pens.
Right.
With like we bought a paint pen that was red when I bought the 80th anniversary Thomas.
You did that with a paint pen?
Yeah, that's the first time I used it.
That looks really good.
I mean, I do wish that the line could be darker. I might have to like go back and like.
Well, they have other colors.
Darken them up a bit, but.
We could get a darker red.
I mean, we probably could.
That looks really good.
And maybe we could also get like a gold paint pen so I could paint like his little safety valve here.
Yeah.
Like whistle, whatever that.
Well, when we got that one, I told you to see if you liked it, and if you did, we'd get the whole set.
Okay. Well, this paint pen actually worked out pretty good.
Cool.
Now, the face was kind of big, but like thankfully it's not too big to the point where you can like see it like
It fits really good. You can barely
It does
tell.
fit. It fits very nicely. I mean, I would have used like the Taken Play Edward face, but I just decided to go with. I wanted to like make him like match with like the other like trains with their CGI faces. I mean, this might not be the best like Edward looking face. I think they could have like if Mattel made their own like diecast Edward that didn't like reuse the crappy 2019 one, then they could have like tried to give him like a different like expression, like have him like match with these other engines who are looking to the side or like are very confident and determined. But yeah, so I do also find it interesting that he has stickers, which isn't really too big of a problem, but when they peel off, you do lose certain details. Like, I mean, the Tomy trains have like sticker decals on them, and thankfully the diecast and wooden railway models don't use stickers. So that's kind of cool. I mean, to be fair, the Ertls also have like stickers on their windows. Now, he does have gold handrails. I don't know why they couldn't have made them silver, but it's not really too big of a problem. Some of you might probably like it. I mean, you can hardly tell that this was custom made. Like, this generally feels like something Mattel would actually do if they actually did it.
And why did you do that? Because you want it to be accurate?
Yeah, and because I didn't want to, like, go back to, like, buying the crappy 2019. I mean, have you seen how terrible, like, the recent merchandise Mattel made and how cheap it is? Like, they gave Edward 6 wheels. They made him super squished. His tender looks like a monster truck.
Yeah,
so,
it's bad. We did a whole video about that the other day.
We talked about how bad those were. I mean, I bought him in 2019 just because I wanted to, like, get views, but I still wish I could have thought of this, like, second-handed, because, like, looking back at them now, like, even looking at these, I mean, I instantly, like, regret, like, my opinions on them back when they first came out. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, these are way better. Like, you can, like, see how much, like, Mattel has improved here. Like, I mean, I will talk about the details again when I talk about...
Is this from the 80th?
Yeah, it is from the 80th.
Are there any more 80th merchandise? Is there any more 80th merchandise out now that you don't have?
Well, there's Motorized Duck, Motorized Gordon, and Flying Scotsman, and the Talking Motorized Thomas, voiced by John Hassler.
They're out in America?
Yep, they are. And Nia, as crazy as that sounds.
Where are people finding them at?
In Walmarts and Targets. Now, I don't know why Mattel keeps milking Nia. Do they not know that Big World Big Adventures is over and they canceled it in 2020?
You're at 15.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, I might just talk about Edward by himself, and, like, I mean, I've already, like, talked about what I love about these new toys, so I'm not gonna try to, like, yeah. I mean, thankfully this video was longer than I expected, so let's just keep talking about Edward for a second.
Okay.
So, again, I do not know, like, why Mattel keeps making Mia, even though Big World Big Adventures is over, and that even All Agents Go is over, so, like, I just wish they would, like, move on from the past, and, like, try to give the spotlight to other characters, like, introduce new characters that actually matter, that actually are relevant to the, like, the narrative of what they're trying to do. I don't know if this new 2026 Thomas show is going to be, like, a cheap cash grab, or if they're going to go back to the glory days of Thomas, and actually try to, like, improve on the writing. They might prove me wrong, but I'm still, like, sort of mixed on this new, like, thing. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, the 80th anniversary was actually a very fun time, and I'm happy we got good toys. So, I mean, I should also probably add that the All Engines Go toys, even though people don't like All Engines Go, you have to give them credit for, like, putting effort into, like, making them accurate because they're simple designs, and thankfully I don't think they're that squished. I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna have to, like, look back on them and, like, because, like, again, I mean, I do like the merchandise of All Engines Go, I just think the show's kind of, like, mid. Not saying that it's bad, it's just not the same. Alright, so, that's pretty much it for Edward. I mean, again, this video was, like, actually longer than I expected, so that's pretty good.
17.
So, yeah, I just thought it would be fun to make Edward. Because, like, they could have easily made their own diecast Edward if they just, like, took James and just, like, changed a few things about him, and, like, give him a different face and, like, painted him blue and added his number 2. I mean, I don't think it would cost, like, that much to, like, just, like, reuse James and make Edward. I mean, if you look at Edward, you can hardly tell that he's custom made. Like, he scales perfectly with James.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this feels genuine. Like,
that looks good.
I'm actually surprised at how, like, well, like, this has to be, like, my favorite custom that, like, isn't 3 printed, or, like, one of my favorites. So, yeah. I think that about does it. Let me guys know what you think about this custom model of Edward. And I'm actually, like, happy that my community post has, like, gotten, like, over 500 likes, and that 35 people have commented on it and are really impressed with this Edward. I mean, I'm also impressed with it. I think I did a pretty good job. And stay tuned for when I talk about Gordon. And also, I'm sure you probably know this by now, but Simeon Studios finally made Princess Cadence, so I hope you're looking forward to seeing that. I can't wait for it. And let me know, like, what you guys think of, like, this model of Edward and this diecast line in general. Personally, like, this is, like, my favorite thing about this new toy line, and my second favorite diecast line in general. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!